thought I've got this packet sitting here, and what I've been trying to do overall is, you know, I've got lots of scraps of paper and I want to just use, like, get rid of in a creative way a whole load of papers. So I'm going to see what's in here, because as I say, this particular packet was just sitting on my desk, and in this bag I put make mini journals. So, and then I've got this, so I'm going to try and use, and I thought I would show you some of what I do. I've got this as well, and there's a little tag that was sitting there, and that's got something that I painted, and it says friends. Yeah, so okay, so I just really want to see what's going on in here. So I've got some papers that I had stamped on. See, I'd created some stamps, and so these are just pages that I had. This is collage. So what I'm thinking, just off the top of my head, is these I'm going to use in the mini book. I might make some cards with these lot. Greeting cards. Christmas is coming up, so why not? And these I'm going to use in the book. Actually, this I might use as a greeting card. And then I've got these cards. So yeah, I brought like a load of them, and all I'm going to do is place them inside one another. So this is kind of A6 size, and I'd stamped, I'd even made, I stamped them, embossed them, I did this on the computer, and what happened is when you print them off, it didn't dry, so I used the embossing powder and then used the heat gun, and it made some really lovely, they look really nice, but my printer's not working anymore. And I've got some envelopes, so I'm going to put the envelopes aside and just look, see, Christmas card I was going to make. So I'll put the envelopes aside, some bronze envelopes, silver envelopes. These can still come in handy, especially for, you know, like greeting cards. So I'm going to put them back in here so that they're protected. So any cards that are here, I will utilise. See, after a while, the silver rubs off on the inside of the card facing it, so it's not, it's not really something that you could, you know, use and sell, but, you know, you can use a card in so many different ways. So what I'm thinking I'll do is, how many cards have I got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, and then this was like an insert of a card. It's too flimsy to make a card as well. And then I've got these papers here that are just offcuts as well. So I'm going to make a few signatures. I'll probably do 5 signatures. Alternatively, what I've been doing is using my glue gun. So what I could do is just glue the edge. That's glue the edge, as opposed to stitching. It's either or. either or either. So all I'm doing now is using my bone folder and it's really good having you in the studio. We don't get many visitors down these parts. Okay. So a couple of these are slightly bigger. Why are they slightly bigger? Oh yeah, just different types of paper. Okay, so just put them together like so. I'm putting the slightly bigger ones because there's two of them on the outside. And this random one I am going to put there. So when you look at it, there's just like a little well on the inside. Okay, so I'm not sure whether these will fit, and no they won't. So what, especially if you're going to, oh, actually, yeah buddy. Right, I'm going to put my glue gun in just to get it ready. So, okay, so I'm just holding the ends together like so, and I've got another one I can just put at the bottom and yeah, just put it here. It doesn't matter if it goes over all of them, it's just really so that it can stand up. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna get the glue gun and put it in here, and then that is an easy way to put them together. I was thinking with this outside page is to do a collage on it and then use it as a cover. Yeah, so you're just utilising everything. So whilst the glue should hold it, and then okay, so we'll do one step at a time because it's just like, and then we could do this, and then we could do that, and righty. Okay, so this is going to be the cover. So whilst the glue gun is just preparing, I'm going to think about what I want to add on the cover. And it's like, I don't even want to have to think, I don't want to have to make it too kind of, it's got to be too prescriptive. It's, again, thinking about what you have and what you can place. So I'm just thinking, placing, just adding, see again, these are just scrap papers, just adding it to the front of here. This is fabric, so that will have to go somewhere else. And I'm just going to add the contents of this bag to this page. Yeah? Might leave that. It's just a bit of card. And I'll look at the contents of this bag as well and see where we can add, see where I can add any of this stuff. See if there's any, you know, flat pieces that can just go over these bits. And as I said, I literally just want to cover this so that it also makes it, it's going to make it a strong cover, because at the moment it's just, like, I guess it's about 100 GSM. So yeah, all I want to do is cover it and utilize as many of these things as possible. I'll leave the bigger ones for the main book itself, but yeah, we're just gonna get rid of all of this. And so this is, you know, it's a good way that, you know, you can make something that you can then utilize, say, in journaling. It was done on watercolor paper, and I just created, it was just like a big giant doodle, and then I'd cut it up. And then the other day I'd found them again, and I was like, oh, you know, this could be another little activity, mindful activity, just kind of colouring in. And you could even make it, because it could be almost like a jigsaw puzzle, but that's for another day. And okay, so this page now, I should really be working on another piece of paper. You know, when you don't want to get up. It's like, I don't want to get up from here. I've got to have it all to hand. Anyway, so I've just got this catalogue here. And I'm going to use that page, so that my table doesn't get dirty. Now the glue gun is heating up, so I'm gonna just work quickly. I've got some Elmer's glue there. And again, find, it's just like a quick, it doesn't have to be anything, you know, massively thought out. And I know this brush is really small. Let me come in a bit. Let me come in a bit for you. I'm just going to alter the camera angle a bit. Yeah, so you get a good view. Okay, and then we'll come in. We don't need to come in that much, do we? No. Okay, let's just come in there. Okay, let me get a more appropriate brush. See which one is the softest. Okay, let's just use this. Okay, as I said, literally you're just gonna stick it on, because this is gonna be a page. So this in itself is just gonna be the cover for the book. So I'll do the bigger bits first. Again, another activity that then, oh yeah, just allows you to play. And what I normally do is, what I'm gonna do now, and what I normally do is cover. So once I've added glue to one side, I will add glue on top as well. So let's not work too far ahead, because you don't want the glue to dry. So too much. You don't want it to dry before you've added stuff. Okay, so here's some tissue paper. I think this was a four ply tissue paper, because the top layers have already come off. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm adding it to the bottom, and then, so I've got quite a lot of tissue paper here. So again, tissue paper can add texture for you. You just got to be careful, especially when you're using glue, that you don't brush it too hard, otherwise it will just come up. So dabbing it here, and as you can see, I'm working really quickly. And you can do exercises like this that, you know, it's just like, I wonder what it would look like if I did this. Or let me just, I feel like adding these papers to this paper, you know, these background papers to this. I wonder what it's going to look like. Well, let me just play. I don't even have to have no deep thoughts about it. For this particular thing, I know that I want it covered. That's it. That's my only criteria, is that this is fabric. Okay, and now I'm left with the harder pieces. So with these are like handmade papers, these bits. So what I would do is wet them, and it just makes them easier to work with. So I just spritz them with water, and it's a really good way of being able to utilize them effectively, because they absorb a lot of the glue otherwise, and they tear easily. They tear easily once you've spritzed them. Otherwise, it's like, you know, a bit of an effort. And but yeah, I was just like, I never used to use them in my work, because I didn't realize that if I wet them, then they just become really easy to work with, and then you get this kind of effect, and then it dries back hard. So cool. Yep. Okay. So it dries hard again, and then you can just, you know, get on with your project. It gives you a nice effect. It does give you a nice effect. So these are just random bits I'm sticking on, and, you know, again, doesn't matter where they go, you'll be amazed at the finished results. It's just like, I just want to use these pieces up. They're just sitting in that bag. And so here's again just some little random bits of this. They're wet anyway. It's just some random bits that you can feel. And normally you might have thrown these away or put them in your recycling, but why not, you know, add them to like a mini collage, or, you know, create something, or just, it's again, just play. You don't have to be stuck on, I've got to make something specific. And what I'm going to be left with is, all this paper that has just been sitting there can now serve a purpose in another journal. So now all I've got are these bigger pieces, but these are like card. So I'm going to use the glue gun to add these. To add those bits. And that. Okay, so all I've got left now are these bits. Yeah, this is my cover. I'll just let that dry. It's going to take a little bit of time. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? Add glue. Decide on what side I'm wanting to look at the most. I was going to use a glue gun, but they should stick. It should stick. There's no reason why it shouldn't stick with this Elmer's glue. And then I could just get this bit over and done with. Don't want it there or there. As you see, I'm So I'm being heavy-handed with the I'm just putting them where I feel. This is actually cami leather. This is cami leather. I'm going to use it anyway. See what happens. Obviously, it might not. It might not stick as well as I wanted it to, and that might do better. This might do better with the other glue, but we'll see. Look, here's another random piece of tissue paper, and as I said, everything is going to have its place. Where would I want to put the tissue paper? Just put it down here, shall we? There. There. I can always go over, like if it's not properly stuck down, I can always go over and add some more glue. Like so. And then this bit. I'm thinking here. No, here. See? As easy as that. As easy as that. Okay, so I'm just taking off the rest of the glue onto the bits of paper that are more sturdy. I won't rub it over the tissue paper. Put my thing in water, shut my glue, and the glue gun should be ready. Just make sure that it's not totally stuck to the page. So there's a page there. This is going to be the cover for the book, and again I'm going to do other things to it. So this is just the first layer. I've still got maybe gesso or paint. Do you know what happened to one of my gesso pots? When I opened it, it was mouldy. It was just like, I was only using you the other day. And then my other one, I'll show you. Gosh, it's like, let me show you my other pot. Because, oh man, it fell down. It fell off the thing. I was going to put it on. Another dog thinks it's playtime. Okay, let me just see. That's what happens when you surround yourself with stuff. Okay, so it's fine. I'll leave that to dry. Okay, now look at what happened. See, that's why I'm trying to get through all the paper. Look what happened to my gesso. See those little black bits in there? They're ants. They crawled in here. And it's like, do they want to be part of the... It's just like, what were they thinking? When the first one, I guess when the first one went in, it got stuck, and so the rest of them just kind of went in, and until one was able to send out the message, look, don't come down here, there's no way out. So this is now, I've got my glue gun here, and we're going to stick these pages together. So sometimes what I would normally do is have the cover that I was going to use, and once I put the glue on here, put this, rest this on the cover. But what I'm going to do in the meantime instead is normally when you're gluing the, you know, like normally when you're gluing, I'm just opening this to see if this will work. Right, these are scraps of paper. Yeah, this will work for what I'm trying to do. So normally I would glue this and then have it on a, like, do an end piece, whether that's the right term that bookbinders would use, but I would just have a piece like this that would, normally you'd use like a kind of fabric piece that would go in between, but we haven't got the fabric piece, or as I said, I'm just utilising everything that I have, because this is, you know, I'm just, again, recycling and using up things so that I can make it, you're making it beautiful for yourself, yeah? So these are, what I would have normally done with this is, again, because of the type of paper it is, this dog keeps letting off. Sorry, too much information. Anyway, so my, Cole, the dog, is sitting directly behind my chair. Anyway, so what I'd normally do with this is spritz it and use it as, you know, to create backgrounds. So this is what we're going to do with this. I just probably need to make sure I've got paper under there. And yeah, we're just going to go for it, yeah? So I've got some additional sticks just in case I need it. And I'm literally just going to fill the middle. Yeah, I'm going to need it. And that's one of the reasons... Oops. Oh, man. Gosh. It's like... Really? So anyway, I'm just going to fill it there. Just that bit there. Come off. Gosh, come away. There you go. So I'm just literally quickly filling it. And this will go hard, and then you've got a quick and easy book. So, as I said, what I normally do is that. And I need to move this. To move that, because what I want to do is fold it over so that done really quickly. Okay, it's hot, so I would normally get my, where's my bone folder? Where did the bone folder go? Put it back. So I would normally just make sure it just all hardens. Yeah. And so I've just got that bit of paper that's kind of, and I'll just press down. Yeah, and I can take this off. I can take these off. I just hope my other one didn't get covered. Yeah, it didn't get glue, but because it's metal, it'll come off quite easily. Yes, so there you have it. That's that. Yeah, it's still slightly warm and it's still movable. So just to make sure that it goes in between the pages. Ooh, don't want to open it yet. In between the pages. Now, some of you may be thinking, let me come out here. Now, some of you may or may not be thinking, so when you open it now, aren't the pages just gonna like open. And what I would do in that case, if I opened it and it wasn't stuck, is just I can use some gesso, not gesso, what do you call it, washi paper, and just stick in between, or, you know, collage some paper in between, and then you've got your book. So I really do like this size, lovely size. So let me look at, see, there's the glue that it fell on the table. You might be able to use that. Okay, so here are the elements that I'm saying that I want to incorporate into this book. Now, some of them are mini tags, some of them can go on a page and be a jump start for journaling. Some, just like that, can be like, you can create a topper. You know, it's up to you what you do. Well, these could just be tags. Actually, I might just make these particular ones into tags, and then I can write on them, so they're additional surfaces to write on. And then I've got these bigger ones here. I'm not sure what to do. Maybe it'll be the, yeah, that'll be the front cover. So this was, I was making an ACT card, and this was one of them. I'd used, what do you call it, I was collaging on here, so the words everlasting, and then I had done a painting behind, and this was a similar sort of thing, collaged butterflies on it. So these were mini pieces. So what I'm going to do is cut them to make them a bit more, well, this particular one smaller. Felt like doing that. I could have used the guillotine. And then what I'll do is kind of want to make them back. No, this is the front cover. This is going to go inside. So just again, and pieces that can still be used. You know, you don't, again, have to throw anything away. Be careful of this glue gun, your glue gun, it gets really hot. And then these are stamped images on the page. They can be, fancy doing, just sticking these two together. Like so. That can be like a, you know, like where you can put something in, just like that. That's painted. Oh, a mini card. Okay, so there's a mini card that can be in there as well. That goes inside the book. These go inside the book. In. I'll probably make a tag with these. And this is card that cereal box that I painted random colours and then cut it up, used it as used the bits in there, punched it out, and used this one as a stencil. But now I'm gonna just, it's gonna be part of the book. These are gonna be part of the book. Another tag. So I've got tags that again are a culmination of other bits of paper that have been utilised. And I'm even looking at this because it'll be nice just to have the tags. What I could do is, I've got loads of these bits of card, so attach like this one, just to make the surface area just a bit bigger. Put them each on, so it could be an addition to the page, so I could measure it there. As I say, I've got a few sitting here on the table. Again, just use everything up, and then you know, you've got more room for other things. Okay, sorry if you've come and looking for, you know, you might have come looking for me to teach you how to do a particular thing. So in this way, what you do is it's about looking at what you have and using it in ways that, in creative ways. So I hope that what you're taking away from this is that you can use your scrap pieces of paper and create, you know, things that you can then use as a journal or... Okay, so what I'm doing now is all the bits of offcuts, I'm measuring out. These I got from the printers, they were recycling them. So I've got hundreds of them, and I just use them. I make mini cards and things like that. Like here, this is a book in the making, and I've done it in the same way, glued it with the glue gun, and it's quite strong, so that just is just waiting for a cover. So for this, I'm actually, yeah, I'm going to stick this on. And they just make really nice, you see, like really nice additions to the book. This is going to be used as a tag. Okay, so what I want you to do is, again, look at what you have and start thinking about how you can, if you've got like a bag of cards, papers, think about how you can, so these two are gonna, I like both sides, yeah, I like both sides, so I'm gonna put string through these, or thread. And all I'll do, I have got a hole punch somewhere, but I'm just going to put a hole in it like that. Do it on the side here. Okay, so they're ready. And these bits, what I'm going to do is stick these directly to the cover. So that's some interesting pieces. And most of the surfaces are going to be used. So even though I've got a blank here, this can be or will be painted with either the Inktense pencils or paint, and so like you've got a little insert here, or see these smaller pieces, or it could be for the tags. Where's the tags? Like, yeah, they sit in here. Okay, however I want them to be, and again, just working quickly. And that's, you know, in terms of the creative play, I said I was going to use that as a cover. Okay, it's another little tag. Just going to thread it, and I will show you. I've just got some fine threads that I'm going to use. And these I'll probably use on pages, I'm thinking, inside the book. Okay. Okay, so we've got additional inserts. Let's see how this is going. I know my page is not going to be, this is not dry yet, so this is going to take at least, naturally, at least an hour. Ooh, so something that is trying to escape. There's a little heart there. That I'm going to put on the front as well. Everlasting. So this is going on the front. Yeah? Just random stuff. Okay, let's have a look in here. Okay, so it's pretty well stuck. And then you've got this bit that comes out. And you can fold it over like that. It's not going to lay flat, but you know, you can, the pages that are stuck together are the ones that, you know, you can just use your bone folder and manipulate them a bit. If you want it to lay flat, I'm not too fussed. The bits that are, you know, like the bits, because it's card, the middle bit should be able to open out. So I'm just manipulating it so that it knows it's supposed to, you know, the centerpiece is supposed to open out. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so you think like they were just random cards just sitting on the desk. Okay, so the next thing I do is cut off the top bit and the excess glue there. Okay. So lovely and messy. Okay, so we've got our mini book. So what I have to decide now, so the back and the front pieces are gonna be sat in this, yeah, and every single bit of that piece of, it's like A4 paper and this is A6, but every single bit is going to be utilised as the front cover. Yeah, nothing is going to go to waste. And then what we'll have on the first inside pages is the bits that fold over. So that's where these come in handy. So they can be the, you know, the inside bits. It's a pity that isn't dry, but you just have to have patience. We just have to have patience. And then with these bits, what we're going to do is we're going to do some play. Now some of these papers that I've got, it's shiny, so the surfaces, depending on what mediums you're going to be using on them, if you've got similar kind of paper, you're going to then have to either gesso them or collage on top of them. But I'm really liking the way this is gone, and I will get some more papers together. And this really worked as a, you know, just the slip bit for the outside edge. And I'm going to put this back in its bag. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do quickly, I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn off my glue gun for now and be safe. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is alter some of these. Not alter them, but the ones that are on the card I like to have, and this card as well, I like to have some sort of colour. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to paint. I'm going to turn on my, it's getting a bit hot in here. So you're going to have to excuse the noise. So I'm just grabbing a handful of Inktense pencils. I haven't decided or chosen any specific ones. I usually just take them randomly and see what colours come. Okay, so we know that all of these are going to be utilised in this one project here. And I'm just, again, putting them away in a bag so that they are all together. Everything's all together. Yeah, and so that is one of the things you can do, you know, have a little bag full of, you know, your scraps, and then when you're ready, then, you know, take them out and utilize them. So one of the things that I do is just randomly, you know, get the colors, and I'm just adding it to the paper. This is neutral grey. So just looks like scribble, doesn't it? Because it is. And it's literally just adding colour, because you're going to then come back and at another time if you want, or now, you know, once you've done them, and you're going to activate the colour, and you're going to create some really nice patterns. This is dark purple. Doesn't look like dark purple. Right, I'm going to do one and then move on. Yeah, so just adding colour. The Inktense pencil goes quite far. And I think we'll have some, I need to sharpen these. These are my favourite supplies. So adding Inktense pencils, you can still add, well, any watercolours if you want. You can use watercolours. Actually, I might use some watercolours and do that. So what I would then do is, you know, using my brush, is I would normally start with the lighter colour first, the yellow, and then any left on the paper, this is the norm, okay? So should really be, again, doing it on, protect your surface. Okay, so I've got some that, these are just little offcuts. Right, so the main one, I would activate the colour. Activate the colour. And because I've got different colours on here, I don't want to mess them up. So I would then rub the excess off on another sheet. And that then just saves wastage. What's the point of me washing it out. Like all of these I want to be covered with paint, so what's the point in washing it out in the water and not utilizing it on another piece of paper? So this then gets covered, and yeah, they all get covered in the end. Some are going to be lighter than others, and it would just be a nice random interesting that you can then, you know, be more specific and add, like you might want to add images or you know, miniature paintings, but you've already got backgrounds already done. Is that yellow there? See? So for these ones, because it's in my journal, I just want to write on them. So, but I want colour there before I do any writing. So for these ones, so we'll just add some more colour. So again, it could be your favourite colours, or it could just be a random selection. Because even in the randomness, sometimes what you get is just really pretty. Do the orange and the blue is really nice. And now the red. Carry it down the side. See, so you've got, so I've got two there. I've got my watercolour sets here. I was just thinking maybe I will use some of these on here. See, this is the Inktense on there, but I'm gonna add now this is the neutral grey. Okay, so let me just activate these neutral grey. Looks like it's got purple in it as well. Ooh, that's a nice blue. Don't be afraid to be messy if you want to, you know, just like, you can be ordered and you can be messy. Does that make sense? You can be ordered and you can be messy. So I'm messy in this, but I do like order. You can be more spontaneous when you have... Anyway, this is just my thought. I was going to say you can be more spontaneous when you have order, or you know where things are. You can just say, like, yeah, I'm just going to play with these particular supplies. I mean, you can do that anyway, but you can play with the supplies in a random way, just like here. Like, I wouldn't necessarily work on so many tiny little pieces in this way, and just like randomness. But sometimes the results you get are pretty, as I say. Is that it? Oh, so it was just those. I'll need to do the back, and then I've got even more space on the back. And the paper underneath always gets messy, so move this. This is not straight. There we go. It's just like, why is she working like that? Okay, so I've got all these surfaces now. Let me start with the smaller pieces. I'm going to use my watercolour. Do I wanna? No. Do you know what I'm going to use? I've got these wax soluble, see? Wax soluble crayons. So I'm putting away my Inktense now. Now the only thing with these wax soluble crayons is they've become, some of them have become kind of like sticky. I don't like the feel, but I like the way that they, let me show you. See, that's quite rich. It's a lot there. So these go on quite smoothly onto the page. Do you know what I'm going to do? Is that. See how that works? Ooh. See, I like that kind of subtle effect. Is it? Let's see. So they're a bit more creamier and less effort. Okay, so we've got that there. So again, just using random colours. With these, I don't need to use as many colours because the coverage is good. And I'm just playing, yeah? I'm not creating anything specifically. I'm just allowing the colours on the page, Yeah, so you would have seen in some of my books where I've just had, some of them have just got colours on the page and they're waiting to be activated. Yeah, so this is how I play. This is one of the ways I play. Ooh. You know, finding out what kind of effects you can get with your supplies, the only way you can do that is by playing. Ooh, that's a nice colour. Wonder how it's going to look out. This is a nice blue. Go. We're not going to use all of them. Don't like that. What colour is this? I think we've got quite a lot of colour there now. Maybe just don't like that. Oh yeah, I like that one. Okay. Ooh. Got this one to do. This had scribbles on from before. Don't like that one. Actually, I should really put the ones that I don't like in a different container, maybe. They almost remind me of the way they are now. I'm not sure they were like this when I first got them. Has soft. The mosquitoes are coming back for their... Oh, that's a beautiful colour. This, it's kind of like a blue-greeny colour. Love it. Okay, yeah, so they almost remind me of the gelatos. and I just don't like the feeling on my fingers because they've been in the jar, all mixing around, and then the sun's, you know, shining in here and it goes soft. Some of them went really soft. Okay, let me use a bigger brush now and see what we get. I'm going to use this as I do need a bigger brush, but that one's too big. So let's try this one. Let's just do them one at a time, shall we? And we'll use this as our... So I like that purple. I like to do all the purples, like one colour at a time, yeah? All the purples, and then the excess goes on there. Oops. Now what are we doing? The yellows. Doesn't matter if they mix there. Let's mix them with the green. Doesn't matter. Yellows. Then we'll go into the pink. I haven't got pink on it. Yeah, I've got pink on all of them. Okay, brush it off. Let me know what your favourite supply you like working with. You've seen me work with the several different supplies here, so and that's why I like, you see me work with different supplies, and I really do like mixed media and working with different mediums and bringing them together, so that really sits well with me. Okay, so I think it's just this blue now. Those ones have been activated. Okay, that would make for a nice ooh, yeah, I love it. The green hadn't been done. The green, the pink, and there's a bit of white in there. And then this is the spare bit. But when they dry, they then give you, you know, nice effect. And then you can always add to it. Oh, forgot this one. Okay, so let those dry there. Everything has to dry now.